How's it going, fellow traders? Magic Trader here, and this is the CFTC report for the data that was recorded on March 23rd, 2021. Let's take a look at gold and see what the institutions have been doing with their positions. So we had price contact a monthly area of demand, rallied up, contact the area of demand a little bit deeper, and as price is dropping and finding a bottom here, we have shorts increasing 76 to 88,000. So at the same time, we see an increase in longs as well. Coloration of the cells is no longer green. It's now in neutral territory. So is this telling us that we're going to see more lows to come because of the major increase in long positions? I mean, that's quite substantial, all right? Let's take a look at the 13 period average. Now remember, the 13 period average is used so that we can see before moves are taking place, we can see whether or not the institutions are shifting momentum in their positions. So longs 13 period average is 298. Longs are below. Shorts, the 13 period average is 69 and we're at 88. Okay, so shorts are obviously above average right now. All right, so that does lead us to suspect that it's likely that we're going to see a push even lower here with gold. All right, let's move on and take a look at oil. Oil took out some major areas of supply. They increased their longs, they increased their shorts. Not much of a change. 81% is still where we are at with long exposure. And so there's a very good chance that we see price decline. Okay, but because of the dynamic of what's taking place on the chart, we could also see just consolidation and a rally. So it's tough to say at this point whether it's going to rally or drop. So we'll continue to monitor this one for more direction. The dollar, here's an interesting one. So I've broken down into much detail in the EURUSD report what we're watching here, but the brief overview of what we're seeing is that since contract expirations, the institutions, they greatly reduced their shorts from 32,000 down to 20. Now that's quite significant, okay? So much so that it caused long exposure or net positions to go in the positive. Okay, and long exposure to jump up from 42% to 56%. So yes, that was coming as price was just about to rally up, and we saw this rally up and expected it. So is it going to continue? That is the question, and there's a lot of reasons why we are suspecting that that could happen. So we detailed that in the EURUSD report, so make sure if you're a member to have a look at that. The Aussie, here's another interesting chart. Price was consolidating here at the highs, and what do? They increase longs, they increase shorts. So again, not much to see in terms of positions here. Still neutral in terms of their overall sentiment. Net positions slightly dropped from the positive 7,000. So at this stage, there's a good chance that we see price drop, but I want to see this area get taken out, and that will be a clear signal for a move lower. All right, because we could get a move down to here and then eventually even higher, possible. USCAD rallied up, hit supply just as we were saying. Sentiment neutral. So we're seeing this across the board, a lot of neutral sentiment here. Okay, a lot of neutral sentiment, and that could be because of them taking profits after large moves, or they're shifting momentum to change the direction. In this case, that would mean a shift in direction up like this. So we're not quite sure if that's going to happen just yet. There's no clear indication of that going to happen. We are seeing some evidence to suggest it could, but we should just wait and be patient and see how it plays out. US Swiss franc, here's the other thing. There's room to move up here, which leads me to suspect that the dollar could potentially continue getting stronger. Now, we're looking at the dollar, and we can see that higher time frame areas of supply are in play. So it's either the dollar is going to hold its position while this one continues higher, or this one's going to continue higher and the dollar is going to continue higher with it. So it's tough to say, but definitely see some more room on this one to the upside. Since contracts expired, they greatly reduced their short positions, and so now they have short positions well below average size, and that is now opening up for them to continue moving price up like that. Euro. So the Euro's got some major demand in play. With this data, we see them decrease their short exposure, but it's not that big of a deal because they've been increasing their shorts from 96 up to 105. So taking profits on short positions wouldn't be something out of the norm at this point. What I'm looking at here, and we detailed this in the EURUSD report and in the session that we did on Friday, is indicative of this area potentially being taken out. And if that happens, that does open up the possibility for a larger move to the downside. So we've got to be very careful with this zone here. I think it could potentially give us a shift in momentum to the upside from this area, but there's also a lot of evidence to suggest that this area could be taken out. So it's best to be patient and just watch for now. A pound US dollar, they've been closing off a lot of their long positions at the highs. At the same time, shorts are cooled off, so it doesn't look like they have any intentions of dropping price. So it might just hold stable until a continuation to the upside. US dollar, Japanese yen, we saw some really nice strength in this one over the last few weeks. Price paused before continuing higher. And what do we see? Big shift from cooled off longs to aggressive, just in a matter of weeks. Contract expiration, closing off shorts, which opened up for a bigger move to the upside, and we have detailed this in the EURUSD reports. Last but not least, we got the Kiwi dollar, and it contacted supply. We saw some downside. Contract expirations, they reduced their longs. Why? Because of the drop. So you see how contract expirations are always used and in such a way that reveal what the banks are about to do. Reducing massive longs leads us to suspect that price drops, and that's what took place. So coloration of the cells here are neutral, so they're not really geared in any direction, but counter trend trades were had. We profited already on some of them, and this could continue to the downside for sure, or price could stall out and then we see a reversal. It all depends on what we expect to see from the dollar and what will unfold on the dollar in the week to come. Alright, so that's it. That's your CFTC report for the day that was recorded on March 23rd, 2021. If you have any questions, you can reach us at www.whiteoakfx.com. Thanks, and have yourself a good one.